For the past week, I have swapped out my trusty Mercedes-Benz A-Class for this. Yes, this is the Audi A3 Sportback. And you might be wondering, in 2025, is it any good? Well, I've been testing it, as I said, for this past week, and there is much to discuss. Now, I've been very much looking forward to reviewing this Audi because, number one, this is the first Audi that's ever going to be featured on my channel, so really exciting that I've got an Audi for the first time. But then second, as I was growing up, my mum and dad actually bought an Audi, and specifically it was an A3 Sportback 2009, and it's still in the family to this day, and I distinctly remember the build quality on that car being exceptional. So I want to compare it to a modern Audi of 2025 and see exactly what it's like and kind of what's changed. But then also I'll make some comparisons to my daily car, which is my Mercedes A-Class. I should also add the Audi A3 from 2009 is before digital screens, so I appreciate the tech has moved on quite a lot since then, but I distinctly remember that build quality, which I do want to check out. Now, looks-wise, I really like this actually. It's got a lot more aggressive styling compared to my car. So for example, on the sides here, you'll notice these sort of almost like jagged edges and sharp lines giving that very aggressive look compared to my car, which is a lot more rounded off. Now, the one I have here is an S-Line to be specific. So Audi have a few trims. They have Sport, S-Line, and then Black Edition. The starting price of the Sport, so that's the one below this one, is $29,725. Of course, there are S3s and RS3s as well, so maybe they might feature on the channel at a later date. We'll see. Now, if you remove the Audi logo, of course, this still does look like an Audi, which I think is a good thing, even compared to the 2009 one. Yeah, they've still got that sort of Audi-inspired look. And that is in part, of course, because of the aggressive lines here. Even on the door handles, they've got a bit of styling to them as well. Aggressive front end, new lights for the facelift, which is quite interesting, and quite an open grille for a hatchback. But then, as you look at the rear, everything is a lot more kind of rounded off. So aggressive very much up the front, and then more rounded off at the back. Now, just before I run through the different trims and of course the dimensions and that sort of thing, I thought I'd share the colour because I know a few of you sometimes ask. Now, this one here, its official colour name is Navara Blue Metallic, and yes, it is a cost option. I quite like it actually. I don't know if I would pick it myself. I'm very much a grey, boring colour guy for hatchbacks. This is what I would pick if I was going to go for one, but I'm not against the blue. It's just something a bit different. So yeah, Navara Blue Metallic. Now, dimensions for the A3 Sportback are 4,354mm for the length, width 1816mm. Now, if you want to include the mirrors, it's 1984, and then height 1466mm. Now, what I think we'll do is a build quality door ASMR test. Apart from birds over there making noises. It's got a real nice solid feel to it. Cool. And now the boot. That is a solid feel and a half. See, now compared to my car, I make this comparison here because it doesn't sound as solid as that. One more time. Yeah, I like that. Now, as I mentioned, prices start from £29,725 for an A3. And we'll get on to why it starts at £29,725 in just a second. But I just wanted to kind of give you a word of caution that depending on the trims and engines you go for, the prices can skyrocket very quickly. So for example, the one I have here is a diesel, and there's a couple of extras on it, which I'll touch on in a second. But this is just over £40,000. It's not even a hybrid or anything. So it does add up quite quickly, but it's just a word of caution. If, however, you look at the competition, a BMW 1 Series starts from $32,290 and a Mercedes with their A-Class starts from $31,550. So the Audi technically wins on that front from a starting from price, but just bear in mind both car brands, BMW and Mercedes, only offer auto gearboxes, whereas Audi offer manual and automatic. So if you are a lover of manuals, Audi's your only one really, so worth noting just out of those three in case you love driving manual. And you know the other interesting thing? Servicing. Audi A3 every 2 years or every 19,000 miles. And for my car, every year. So every 2 years for an Audi, but every year for my Mercedes A-Class. Now I'm guessing a 1 Series would probably be the same, and the reason for that is because we have a Mini Cooper at home, Mini Cooper S, and that's servicing every 2 years. Audis are just a little bit special. I'll have to review a 1 Series, so hit that subscribe button and yeah, I'll try and get my hands on one. Now, boot capacity is 380 litres, as you see right here, right now. And of course, you can fold the seats down as well. But what I'll do before doing that, we'll just take out the parcel shelf, which should come out just like that. Lovely. And yes, the seats are folded down from the other side. You could just about reach through here, but I'll just go around to the doors. And there we go, seats folded down. So 1,200 litres, as you see here. And it looks like you can fold the middle one down as well. So obviously good if you need to transport anything. Now, I will say the boot capacity looks like it's slightly smaller, but I think the reason why it's technically more on this is because under here, there's a load of space. But in this one, there's a tyre repair kit. But yeah, a little bit of storage space under there in case you need it. So you can even lower the floor down just a little bit lower. So I think I might keep it like that actually, that's handy. But yeah, if you need it level, then you can of course bring it up. So nice that you can adjust the floor height, especially on the hatchback. All right then guys, so let's check these out. Now obviously I've been driving for the past week in the front, obviously. So that's set up for my driving position, but I've not actually sat in the back yet. So this is interesting. I'll say actually headroom, my hair is actually touching just the side here because it does kind of slope off a bit. But there again, the width of this car, I noticed, was actually a little bit less, so obviously rams down a bit more on the sides. Obviously you can see legroom is quite tight. Typical for hatchbacks of this size, it's kind of to be expected. For reference as well, if I sit back in the seat, so you can clearly see, I'm 6'2" with very, very long legs, so that is set up for my driving position. Been very comfortable in that position there, and yeah, I can just about sit behind myself, just. In fact, I would actually say the legroom is better than my current car, although my knees are touching and very much making use of this recess in the seat here. In terms of everything else, let's have a look in here. Cup holders there, one large, one medium. That's good. There's 2 USB-C ports down here with the temperature control. No digital displays or heated seats or anything in the rear, but I wasn't kind of expecting that in hatchbacks anyway. And then over on the door, there's a mixture of materials here actually. So soft leather materials there, and then harder plastics, scratchy plastics on the top there. So I don't recall that being so much there on the 2009 Audi, the last Audi I drove, but we'll check out what it's like out in the front in just a second. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the rear. Little hooks up here and grab handles, so yeah, all around pretty good. All right guys, so up front here we have, I've got to say, a very nice, well integrated design. The screen's built in here, that's 10.1 inches, we'll go through that in a second. Overall, I quite like the design of this actually. It's quite interesting because although there is ambient lighting on this model here, it's a lot more subtle, and subtly is like not as many colours as you'll see like on some screens like what BMW and Mercedes do. They have, of course, blue themes here and excessive ambient lighting, whereas this is just grey, white, red, just, I don't know, it's just refreshing. It's just a bit different. So quick tour first then. So around here we have a little storage there, very, very small in there. Seal's very sturdy as you're moving this here. So yeah, that's, this is one of the ones where it's adjustable, so you can have it down here or up there if you need to. So yeah, cup holders here, 12-volt sockets, parking brake there, but that happens automatically with the gear selector, which is here. And you're probably wondering, where is the gear selector? It's just this here. So this moves drive, down for drive, you've got sport mode there, neutral, reverse, and park. Engine start-stop button just here, and then this kind of weird funky wheel thing, this is actually the volume. Now this is a bit weird, this. You actually spin clockwise to adjust the volume to turn it up, and spin anti-clockwise to turn it down. Of course the multimedia system is all touchchscreen, but we'll get onto that in just a second. Then we've got 2 USB-C ports there, wireless charging there. Now I'm not a huge fan of using wireless charging anyway because it just makes your phone really hot. Then of course we have these buttons here, so we've got different drive modes there, ESP, start stop, parking cameras, parking assistance. Then above that we have the climate control. So yes, the climate control is all buttons. Separate display to the multimedia system, so your 10.1 inches for multimedia system is everything you can get there. Separate display here, and nice convenient, very satisfying clicky buttons too. So yeah, very premium. Panel doesn't move in the slightest. Now, steering wheel has this awesome, very sporty style here. I love this. I like to hold the steering wheel around about here, about 10 and 2, but sometimes down here. But it just feels really, really premium. There's not much give in it, but it just makes it feel like it's like really sporty. I appreciate this is the S-Line version, so it's the middle tier. But yeah, love it. And buttons. Buttons on the steering wheel as well, so no touch stuff. Then we get on to build quality. Now, as I said at the start of the video, I do distinctly remember the build quality of Audis just being really good. And of course, me being a kid years and years ago, before I was even reviewing cars and doing this on YouTube, I did want that Audi from 2009. It was just so good. And then screens started appearing in cars and everything, but it just felt so premium. And that wasn't even like a top of the line one as well. So what's it like today? Well, that's not plastic up there, but it is sort of leather, but it is quite firm. So that is obviously pretty good. That's plastic there, more squidgy materials there, and then harder plastic down here. So the only harsh, scratchy plastics are just at the bottom down here. Kind of, it's very, very familiar with other cars. A lot of cars do this these days. And one thing that caught my eye as well, Sonos sound system in a car. To be honest, I didn't actually know that Sonos made sound systems for cars. I just assumed that Audi used Bose or Harman Kardon or something like that. But yeah, Sonos, and I've got to say, it's pretty impressive actually. I wouldn't mind this sound system in my car, to be honest. There's all sorts of adjustments you can do with the treble, bass and the subwoofer separately, so you can give it a real punch if you want to. But yeah, other than that, really nice squidgy materials here. So all round, it is pretty premium in here. I've got to say, I actually really, really like it. Oh, the only thing I haven't gone through is the glove box, so that is in there. Very good size there, and you can turn the passenger airbag off there in case you have any little ones in the front. So yeah, pretty good. So now what we need to do is go through the multimedia system very briefly, then we'll get us out for an on-the-road test. So this is what the multimedia system for Audi looks like in 2025. Very nice and easy to use. You have your quick access icons over there on the right hand side. So you've got home, then of course we've got radio. Easy to scroll through them here, and it's pretty responsive, I've got to say as well, which is nice. After this, of course, you have phone. So yeah, of course has Bluetooth. Every car has that these days. And this does also have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, and it does fill the screen, which is nice. And then we get on to the sat-nav. So sat-nav looking down here like this. Now you can have it full screen like that, or if you go on the home screen, you can have this kind of split view. I think that sat-nav view is too small, if I'm honest. I'd rather it just be, you know, full screen if you're going to have it on. Very easy to use though. Just type in search, type in where you want to go. It looks like it uses Google points of interest. So pretty good. But yeah, if we type in pool just down the road, now to mute it, nice and easy, you can go up there in settings and mute it in there if you need to, and then to finish it, you just go on the red cross there. So pretty easy, it's fairly responsive, just like the other menus. So yeah, what is not to like really? Now if you swipe across from this page, you can actually view other things. So there's loads of settings and customization options in here. And most notably as well, one thing that I quite like is if you go in here and then go to streaming services, you can link your Apple Music and Amazon Music to your user. So you can basically have like, you know how like on a Windows PC or a Mac or something like that, you sign in with your user. Think of this for the same thing with the Audi, but then you sign in with your own Apple Music and own Amazon Music. So then you and your partner's music habits, I guess, or music history won't interfere with each other. So it keeps it completely separate, which is good. And you notice there as well, there is Amazon Alexa. Now, personally, we don't really use Amazon Alexa at home, so I haven't really bothered to connect it up. But yeah, there is Alexa up here, which is all built in. So pretty good if you have that sort of ecosystem at home already. A pretty good multimedia system, really. So there is loads to obviously enjoy with that. Now, obviously, there's different drive modes and things you can do. So we'll do that in a second when we get it out on the open road. Alright then guys, let's talk about those engines. So, of course, as I alluded to earlier, this is the diesel version with 150 PS, TDI to be precise. And yeah, very, very smooth. Now, I appreciate not everyone wants a diesel, so here are all the other engines on screen for you. And I specifically haven't included the S3 or the RS3. Hopefully I'll save those for future videos. Now, I've not driven the petrol versions, only driven this particular one, the diesel, and I've got to say it's very, very smooth, very economical. But in terms of the actual drive, obviously we'll just get this up to 70 here, so this is what it's like on motorway speeds. I've got to say it's pretty quiet. No wind noise or anything from the mirrors or anything like that, or from the sunroof that's up here. One note on the sunroof actually, the only criticism I have of this sunroof, number one, it's quite expensive, at just over £1,000, but it also says panoramic sunroof. Now I'm pretty sure a panoramic sunroof is meant to go further back than the driver's head, but okay. So I personally wouldn't call it a panoramic sunroof, but it's a sunroof. It lets more light in. I personally wouldn't go for that. Number one, because it's so expensive, and number two, I have owned a car with a sunroof before and I opened it as much as I could, but I just found it noisy, so I just ended up closing it and then just pulling the blind across and just using the aircon. Plus it means I can put a camera up here too. Now, one quick note, I know I wasn't going to go through the S3 or the RS3, but I did just want to point out one thing. On their plug-in hybrid, have you noticed what their range is? It's up to 88 miles. 88 miles! I have reviewed a car that has 88 miles, but it's way bigger than this, and a lot more expensive. I need to get my hands on that. That sounds really cool. For reference, why I find this so interesting, the Mercedes A250e is about 40, maybe 50, I think they might, on their latest model might have done it, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, there are also some different drive modes, so let's engage this and put this into dynamic. That's what Audi call their sport mode. Okay, it picks up the pace so quick. Oh, Audi's in their torque from their diesel engines. Oh, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. And it grips the road very well. Handling is brilliant, really like this. Now, I would describe the suspension and the ride in this as slightly on the firmer side, but in doing so, you know exactly what the car's doing. And I love the fact that as you brake harder, it puts the revs up higher, so it just knows when to give that power. So the gearbox on this, I'd say it's pretty good. Let's just open it up one more time. It does make a bit of noise, the diesel engine, but it's a good fun combo. I do quite like it. Just squeeze past the bus there. So yeah, I have heard quieter diesel engines, but it wouldn't put me off. It's just brilliant. The torque from the low end is really, really good. So yeah, all round, a solid premium interior. Obviously Audis are renowned for, despite there being some plastics a little bit lower down, but there's no rattles, no creaking, no nothing. It is very, very nice in here. So yeah, might have to start reviewing some more Audis. However, before we finish this video, we need to go through the pros and cons. So yes, I know, I've been talking and kind of praising this car in a lot of areas because, well, it is really nice. You've got buttons for the climate control, buttons for the wheel, it drives well. I love it. I wouldn't actually mind switching my A-Class for this car. It's that good. But there's always good things and bad things about a car. So obviously living with it for the past week, let's go through them. Now, I always do like to test a car as much as I possibly can and get right into it, as in I don't touch my daily car, my A-Class. I jump in this and I don't touch that. I literally just live this through and through and learn it inside and out. So here's the things that I really, really like that I think this car deserves as its pros. First up is the premium cabin. The build quality in this is exceptional. Really, really like it. Yes, plastics down here, but everything else, the materials are really, really good. So yes, Audi is still living up to their name with their premium interiors. Of course, as I mentioned a few times now, buttons. There's physical buttons here. It's not all touchscreens, so good to see. Glad there are buttons here. Having reviewed loads of cars with touch things on the steering wheel, it's always something I bring up, but yeah, there are buttons in here, which is brilliant. And then the other thing is the handling as well. It just grips the road. It almost feels like this car has quattro. Now that could be because of the tyres that are on this car, but it is good and it just feels so planted. It's a good fun car to drive. Then we get on to the cons. So the cons, I've got to say, are probably the rear legroom. I mean, it is a hatchback at the end of the day, so there isn't going to be that much legroom anyway. But you can move obviously the driver's seat forward, and I could move it further forward. I just have to have it this far back because I've got long legs, otherwise they hit the steering wheel. So yes, for those of you who like to comment on my driving position, I have to sit like this. I'm special. I can't sit that much further forward, otherwise my knees are always bent, and yeah, then my knees hit the steering wheel, so I have to sit further back. The only other con I'll mention is the fiddly, weird volume thing down here. I've not seen that in the car before, and the other thing I wanted to point out as well is that although the buttons on the steering wheel are buttons, which is really, really good, I feel like they're the wrong way round, because I appreciate this would have been a left-hand drive car initially, and the button placements on the steering wheel would be good, but the volume control was on the right-hand side, which I guess for right-handed people is good, but I just feel like it should be on the left-hand side to control the left screen, and then that bit there to control that bit on the... I don't know, I just think they should be inverted. Maybe I'm being really picky. But yeah, of course you'll get used to it if you own the car, it becomes second nature. And to be honest, I prefer volume on the right-hand side there. I just expected answering the phone button to be over on the left-hand side, because that's where it is over there. Small niggle, I know, I'm just being really picky because the whole car is actually really good. And then the only other con is that the price can add up pretty quickly. So it's just something to bear in mind that, you know, if you're going to add a few options like their technology packs like that, and then suddenly the car's like £40,000 for a hatchback. So just keep an eye on it, pick the right engine, pick the right specifications, and check it all out. Well, there we go then, guys. That concludes this week's video on the Audi A3 Sportback review for 2025. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Would you switch to an Audi? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I want to hear from you. Jump in that comment section right now. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about it. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, see you then.